Hello everyone, welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Piercy's last little part here in chapter 48. So, it starts off with, man, Piercy just feeling angry. It seems like the gods just kind of toy around with the demigods and push them around like pieces on a board game. And he feels like just a pawn, which is a chess figure, the lowest level. He just feels really frustrated, but he can't really do anything about it. Because even though the gods are really frustrating, the giants are worse, and maybe even the titans are worse than that, or whatever. So they just have to fight. And so Piercy and Jason decide to fight. But how are they going to decide to fight? Well, Ephialtes and Otis, they throw a huge mountain at Piercy and Jason, and they duck and hide. And they're like, man, what should we do? You fight this guy, I fight this guy? Or you fight that guy and I fight this guy? And Piercy's like, I think we need something different. Let's work together. And so they come out, and the giants are about ready to throw another mountain on them. But underneath Ephialtes is some water, so Piercy kind of explodes the water. Ephialtes is about ready to fall down, and then Jason uses air to blast him. Ephialtes falls over, and the mountain lands on him. And so then it's just Otis. And with Otis, they say, hey, Otis, ballet is stupid. And they keep saying all these bad things about ballet. Otis gets really angry and starts running for the demigods. And he's running towards Piercy and Jason. And behind them is a little pond or a lake. And before Otis can realize this is a bad idea, Piercy and Jason jump out of the way, and Jason pushes him with some air into the water, and then they both jump on Otis, and they slice his head off with the bronze and the gold, and he dissolves, and then Piercy mixes up the water so he can't get back together, and whenever Otis's head starts to form back together, Jason zaps it with lightning. So they have one down, but they still have one to go. And Ephialtes gets really angry, pushes off this mountain, and with his staff, he charges and starts fighting the demigods 2-on-1. And he's winning. He's doing really great. Dodging, blocking. Piercy slices his spear in half, but Ephialtes just hits him with the other half. Jason tries to get in close and do some damage, but then Ephialtes just knocks him away too. And so it looks pretty bad for Jason and Piercy. But then, right as Ephialtes is about ready to kill Piercy, the Argo 2 comes down from the sky and blasts Ephialtes. And so he's not dead, but he's blasted open with burnt holes and stuff. And the Argo 2 comes down. Now at this point, Bacchus feels pretty like there was a pretty good show. Bacchus comes down to Otis and he taps him. Well, he asks the crowd of ghosts, should I kill him or should I let him live? And they all say, oh, kill him. So he uses his staff and he kills Otis. Then he goes to Ephialtes, does the same thing, kills Ephialtes. And Piercy's like, you didn't do anything. And he's like, yeah, I only killed the two giants, you're right. But before Piercy could say some really bad things and maybe get Bacchus get on his angry side, the god decides to leave, and he gives him some advice on how to get Annabeth going behind some building and finding her. So now the demigods are all together, and they're just kind of talking and trying to figure out what they can do. Well, Piercy hears about the vision that Leo and Hazel and Frank had from Gaia. So they kind of talk about that a little bit, but then Nico tells them his story of how he knew about both of the camps because his dad showed him, but also that he tried to go find the doors of death. And there's one set in Greece, and all Gaia's armies are protecting it. And the other set is in Tartarus. And so Nico went down to Tartarus, which no one has been there before. And that's like super monsters and super bad guys are there. And they're all protecting the doors of death in the underworld. And so there's nothing, no way to really go in there and fight to get that door closed. Because Nico says the Greece door needs to be shut and the underworld door needs to be shut on both sides for it to work properly. And so, but there's no way to get in there. Jason has hope and some of the other gods, demigods, but they're like, okay, we don't know what to do now. Let's go rescue Annabeth. So they fly over to this parking lot, and then they let Coach Hedge blast open the parking lot to go maybe find Annabeth. And that's how the chapter ends. Vocabulary. First vocabulary word is jeered. Jeered is like a cheer, but bad. Boo! Oh, terrible. So when the giants hurt Piercy or Jason, they're, ah, boo. The Nutcracker bites. We can say something, something, or just something bites, meaning it's terrible. So the Nutcracker bites. The Nutcracker is terrible. Broccoli bites. Broccoli is terrible. You can think of, I don't know, a TV show, right? And you say, this TV show bites. This car trip bites. This food bites. Okay, anything bites means it's terrible. Sternum, that's actually this part right here, where you feel your rib cage come together. That's your sternum, and I think Jason almost got cut open right there. Glumly is meaning sad or disappointed. And now let's get to discussion question. Have you ever had someone take credit for something you did? Right, Piercy and Jason and even Leo and Coach Hedge and stuff, they defeated the giants, but then Bacchus comes in and just goes bink, bink, and kills them all the way, and he takes all the credit. Has that something like that ever happened with you? Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today, but thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.